Hello YouTubers, this is cessnaace back again with another video. Now over the past week or so, a user at highscore.com and I have been, I should say fellow user, have been exchanging messages concerning a controller he has for the Atari 5200. I should probably say spare controller. Anyway, everyone in the retro gaming community knows that the standard Atari 5200 controller is notorious for its poor build quality. In fact, it wasn't uncommon to buy a brand new console back in the day, take it home, and plug in the controller into one of the 2 or 4, depending on which console you got, controller ports, and it not work. Well, anyway, as he was posting score after score after score for the 5200, and I noticed in his evidence photos a Trak-Ball controller that looked to be in beautiful condition, I commented to him about that because, well, this all goes back to a friend of mine over in the UK, Guru Larry Bundy Jr. He had contacted me on Facebook stating that he has 3 Atari 5200s. And I think he was trying to gauge whether I would be interested in purchasing one of them. And at the time I told him I wasn't interested because of the controller issue. But I have since had a change of mind for 2 reasons. 2 reasons. One, this user at highscore.com has a second Trak-Ball controller that he has rebuilt, and he says it works perfectly. So he wanted to know what I had that I could trade for a Trak-Ball controller that was in pristine working condition. So I gave him a number of options. A complete in-box Bitcorp Gamate handheld and about 10 games. He wasn't interested in that apparently. A Atari Lynx Model 2 handheld, complete in box with a wonky screen. Not interested in that. A complete in-box Gold Star 3DO, except the Gold Star 3DO has 3 motors. One that opens the tray, one that raises the disc, and one that spins the disc. The one that raises the disc is the one in mine that doesn't work any longer. Well, knowing how good he is at fixing things, I offered that as a possibility, and he wasn't interested because he said he knows better than to go anywhere near those things. The Gold Star 3DOs are notorious for not being reliable. One of the things I mentioned, though, he was interested in. I have a spare, complete in-box Commodore 64. Now my other Commodore 64, I have the box for it as well, but it's in the process of being hooked up. It's been in the process of being hooked up for quite some time. Let's see here. It has a sticker on it, by the way, of $149.99. Get this reclose because I have something else to show. And if, Larry, if you're out there and you see this, I am interested in one of those 5200s. So maybe we could work something out, because there is another option for the 5200 controller problem. Now, this isn't part of the deal, but I also have a spare floppy disk drive for the Commodore 64, the 1541. I only have one set of cables for it though, and those are hooked up to the other one. However, some time ago I purchased this on eBay. I have no idea if it works though. This is a 1541 2 floppy disk drive, as you can see with its original box. A lot smaller and lighter and all that good stuff. Now, I have been researching controller replacement options on the internet. I have found two. One is a custom controller. It has enough buttons to replicate all of those on the 5200 controller. It uses, though, a specific mold, and you can purchase the molds and everything, and the internals separately, and then put everything together yourself. Or for more money, you can get it assembled. The other option, the one that I like the most, is an Atari Jaguar 5200 conversion controller. What this is they've taken an Atari Jaguar controller and put new internals inside and added a new cable so that it will plug into the pin socket in the controller port of the 5200. If you think about it, that makes sense, because the Jaguar controller has a lot of buttons and it has a numeric keypad just like the 5200. So I want one of those. They're $89.99 built. So yeah, I do have some games for the 5200. Not a lot. I have one or two commercially released games from back in the day, and I have one homebrew port of the game Burger Time called Beef Drop. I also have Beef Drop for the 7800. But anyway, if I ever do get all these things put together so that I can play Atari 5200 games on an actual Atari 5200, then I'll be able to play Beef Drop. And there are more and more homebrews coming out for the 5200. In fact, there was one, Atari Age released another in the Real Sports line of games. Back in the day, Atari had the Real Sports line: football, soccer, tennis, whatever. This was Real Sports curling. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for me. Until next time, stay awesome. Oh, and I will show whatever I get when I get it on camera.